So it's around 1968. I think I'm 14 years old, plus or minus. It's Friday, and my parents go grocery shopping every Friday. My dad and my mom go in the car. My dad leaves his work truck in the usual spot by the garage. And my cousin is visiting. He will remain nameless, but those in the family will probably figure it out. And some Fridays, we got the bright idea to go play grown-up in my dad's pickup truck. So when they're not there, we go in and we start it. And then the next time we go up and down the driveway. And the next time we back out into the street and we go down the street a little bit, then get nervous and put the truck back again. And we tried this a few different times. Well, one Friday we got real bold. It's winter time. It's icy and cold. We get in the truck, we back it out into the street, and we start driving around in the neighborhood. It's kind of a low traffic affair, with suburban kind of streets. But we pull up to the stop sign on Riverwoods, which is a high traffic road, and out we go. I obviously don't have a driver's license. There's no insurance. I barely know what I'm doing. And it's a stick shift, the old H on the tree on the steering wheel. And down Riverwoods we go, and we're hauling ass trying to keep up with the traffic, and I'm barely figuring out how to drive this thing. And we turn left on Duffy Lane, and we start heading north, because Duffy Lane is a quiet street and a road, and kind of a country road, and we knew there would be very little traffic, and we didn't have to worry so much about the possibility of having an accident or whatever. So we're going, and it's nice and quiet, and it's dark. It's not a lit-up street. It's kind of a country street. The houses all up and down are a couple acres of land type of thing. We get up over the highway bridge, and we start down, and we're getting ready to come up on a T intersection where Duffy Lane comes into a T intersection, I think, at Willow. I go to apply the brakes as we're coming up on the stop sign, and the street is raw black ice. And we start sliding, and then we start spinning, and I have no idea what to do. I'm not used to this. Pump the brakes, whatever. I had no clue. We spin around a bunch of times, and then we go nose down into the ditch. I mean, grill of the truck buried in the snow, down in the ditch. There's a foot or so of snow. Rear wheels of the truck are off the ground. We are on a dark, desolate road on a late Friday afternoon. It's wintertime, so it's dark out. We didn't see a single car the whole time we're driving down Duffy Lane, which is, a few miles long. We get out of the truck. We're looking at the truck. We're looking at each other. Holy crap, are we in trouble? Literally, there's nobody around. Truck buried in the snow. I don't have 2 cents to my name. I have no driver's license. I have no insurance. Nothing. And my parents are due home in about a half an hour from the grocery store. And so, man, that's it. We're screwed. How are we going to get out of this one? A vehicle comes up over the top of the bridge and comes down by us. It's a Jeep. These guys all jump out. It's a bunch of college kids. They've all got leather jackets on and all that, and they're all, looking excited like they're partying or whatever. They all pile out of this Jeep. What the hell happened here? I start explaining myself, and they're like, you don't have a driver's license. This is your dad's truck? Holy crap, you're in trouble. I'm like, yeah, no shit, I'm in trouble. How am I going to get out of this? These guys had a winch on the front of their Jeep, and they had a cable on the winch. So we wrapped the winch around the rear axle of my dad's truck. They back it up to get dug in on the opposite ditch. And we're pushing, and they're yanking with the winch. We actually pulled this truck up out of the snow. We back it up. We get in. Thanks, guys. They didn't, obviously didn't charge us. They didn't rat us out. It just, boom, we're back on the road. Off we go. Barely get the truck up into the driveway where it belongs. We run downstairs into the basement to go play pool or ping pong or whatever was going on down there. My parents come home. They come down in the basement. What are you guys up to? Oh, nothing. Probably looked like cats with canary feathers hanging out of our mouths. I'm sure they knew something was up. Anyhow, that wasn't the last time we took the truck out. We got away with it, of course, so that meant we could do it again. So that was one of my 9 lives I used up when I was about 14 years old. But that's not the best part of the story. Best part of the story is fast forward many years later. I'm an adult. I live down in Florida now. We were visiting up in Illinois. It was my mother's memorial service, and we were having a nice dinner with the family out afterwards. And my dad was telling stories, and we were all having a blast listening to him, of course. My dad was really good at telling stories. And I forget what we were talking about, and I said something about screwing up. And my dad says, "Oh, you mean like when you and that bonehead cousin of yours used to take my pickup truck for joyrides on Friday?" And I said, "What? Wait a minute. You knew about us taking your truck out on Fridays for joyrides?" And my dad says, "Of course I did." He says, "First of all, after you guys get done running the truck, it's clicking and making noises, and all I got to do is walk over and stick my hand on the hood, and I can tell if someone's been driving it. And since you two idiots are the only ones at our home, I know it's you. And besides, what do you think happens on Saturday morning after all these nosy biddies have been looking out the window and seeing two 14-year-olds driving my truck down the road clearly without a license and so forth?" I used to get report-ins every Saturday morning from the neighborhood ladies. And I said, "Why didn't you ever say anything?" And he said, "Well, I did a lot of screwing up in a lot of things when I was a kid. I figured if that was the worst you ever did at that age, I was getting a bargain." So, turns out my dad was pretty cool.